Yes, Vida. And now that we have talked about the histology of the stomach, we go into the histology of the small intestine. Sir, आपके small intestine का एक cut section लिया उसके wall का, what will it show? The basic four layers of the stomach and small intestine are exactly the same. So you have, sorry, the outermost layer called as the serosa. Underneath it is the muscularis layer. Then we have the submucosa and we have the mucosa. तो ये चार layer exactly same है. Serosa is made of an outer layer of squamous epithelium called as the mesothelium. And underneath the mesothelium, you have white fibrous connective tissue, which gives rigidity, and thus the serosa gives mechanical support to your small intestine. Underneath it, the muscularis is made up of a longitudinal layer of muscles, and along with it, you have circular layer of muscles. But mind you, there are no oblique muscles. Oblique muscles are only found in the wall of the stomach. And then we have the submucosa made of white fibrous connective tissue and has in it blood vessels and lymph vessels. And these blood vessels and lymph vessels help in the absorption of all your digested food. तो आपके small intestine में जो भी digest हुआ है, simple micromolecules are there. They are absorbed into blood and into lymphatics. Now you have the mucosa. The mucosa is made up of muscularis mucosa having longitudinal, if you remember, muscularis mucosa having longitudinal and circular muscle fibers. And then we have the lamina propria. And this lamina propria is made of white fibrous connective tissue which forms finger-like projections into your small intestine, and these finger-like projections are called as villi. Singular villus. So villus and villi tremendously increase the surface area for absorption. लंबे लंबे finger like projections होते हैं, and the surface area for absorption will increase because of these villi. And to further increase the surface area for absorption, these villi are lined by specialized cells which are called as brush border cells. Brush border cells which are called as microvilli. Microvilli, sir, the upper surface of these columnar cells is having lot of finger-like projections called microvilli, and the entire villus is covered by microvillus cells, and that will increase the surface area tremendously, and absorption will beautifully take place because of villi covered by microvilli. And sir, absorption now takes place. Where will the absorption take place? Glucose, fructose, amino acids, vitamins, electrolytes, water, ये सब आपके blood vessels में absorb होता है. But fat digested products, Sure, we remember fats after being digested become fatty acids and glycerol. And these digested products of fats, fatty acid and glycerol, get absorbed into specialized lymph vessels, which are called as lacteals. So, fats हमेशा lymph vessels and in this case lacteals में absorb होते हैं. So why don't get those fats get absorbed in blood vessels? Because sir, अगर वो blood vessels से absorb हो गए, then sir, you all have heard of it. Fats can deposit in the walls of the blood vessels and block those blood vessels, a phenomenon called as atherosclerosis may take place. Atheros, fats, sclerosis, hardening. So hardening of blood vessels due to fat deposition, एथीरोस्क्लेरोसिस हो सकता है, इसलिए फैट्स कभी भी ब्लड वेसल्स में एब्सॉर्ब नहीं होते हैं. Fats always go into lymphatics, into lymph vessels, which are called as lacteals in case of the villi. And then sir, ये आपके villi है, and villi के bases में होते हैं pits. These pits are called as crypts of Lieberken. These pits are called as, please remember, बहुत बार नीट में पूछा गया है ये. What are those pits at the base of the villi called as crypts of Lieberken? And these crypts of Lieberken have lots of different types of cells in them. We'll come to those one by one. सबसे पहले you have goblet cells, and goblet cells give out mucus, and then there are secretory cells. Secretory cells which give out intestinal enzymes, and mucus plus intestinal enzymes which help in digestion of carbohydrates, proteins, and fats. This mucus plus intestinal enzyme is called as succus entericus. Succus entericus, in simple words, intestinal juice. Succus, juice. Enteric, intestine. Intestinal juice is called as succus entericus, made up of mucus given by the goblet cells and intestinal enzymes. And in the submucosa of your duodenum, in the submucosa of the duodenum are found specialized glands which are called as Brunner's glands. And these Brunner's glands have in them goblet cells. And goblet cells give out mucus. And this mucus makes the pH of the duodenum highly alkaline, because mucus has in it lots of bicarbonates. And bicarbonates की मदद से आपका duodenum alkaline हो जाता है. Now, why is this Brunner's gland so vital, sir? Sir, if you remember, आपके stomach में बहुत सारा hydrochloric acid secrete होता है, and the pH of the stomach is highly acidic. But once the pyloric sphincter opens and the acidic chyme enters the duodenum, do you remember digestion mainly takes place in your duodenum, and all the enzymes required for digestion of proteins, carbohydrates, fats are found in your duodenum. But these enzymes get activated at an alkaline pH. So, alkaline pH may intestinal enzymes get activated. So, as soon as the acidic chyme enters the duodenum, duodenum के सब म्यूकोजा में है आपके Brunner's glands, and these Brunner's glands give out the alkaline mucus, which will neutralize the hydrochloric acid and make the pH of the small intestine alkaline, thereby activating those intestinal enzymes. And now, given in your books, you may remember at the base of each crypt are found specialized cells which are called as Paneth cells. And these Paneth cells secrete lysozymes. Hey, suna hua hai, lysozymes were given out by saliva, and they are antibacterial in nature. Similarly, आपके small intestine में होते हैं Paneth cells. They also give out lysozymes, which are antibacterial in nature. So, sir, आपके mouth में saliva has lysozymes. आपके stomach में hydrochloric acid kills bacteria. आपके small intestine में Paneth cells give out lysozymes. They kill bacteria. As a matter of fact, आपके intestine में होते हैं specialized tissues which are called as Peyer's patches. These are lymphoid tissues, lymph tissues, and Peyer's patches produce lymphocytes. Lymphocytes are specialized types of WBCs. They also help in neutralizing microorganisms inside your intestine. And in these crypts are found specialized cells which are called as argentephine cells. And these argentephine cells give out a chemical called as serotonin. If you remember, serotonin तो आपके limbic system पे act करता है, creating a feeling of euphoria, extreme happiness. So that is the psychological aspect of serotonin. आपके intestine में भी होता है serotonin, which is called 5-HT, 5-hydroxytryptamine. And the serotonin increases the motility of your small intestine. Small intestine का peristalsis serotonin 5-hydroxytryptamine से control होता है, along with another hormone given by your pituitary gland called as coherine. So serotonin, 5-hydroxytryptamine that is, and coherine increases the motility of your small intestine. And there are specialized enteroendocrine cells. Enteric, intestine, endocrine, hormone secreting. So enteroendocrine cells in the crypts of Liberkin, they secrete the hormones secretin, cholecystokinin, and GIP, gastric inhibitory peptide. You remember, in the stomach, G cells had given the hormone gastrin. Similarly, in the intestine, enteroendocrine cells give out secretin, cholecystokinin, and gastric inhibitory peptide, vital hormones. We'll come to their functions very soon. Who secretes all these important hormones? Enteroendocrine cells. And Sir, this was your intestines. Simple little parameter here. We end it with a beautiful logic. I'm sure you all have heard of it. Many people are very obese. Extreme obesity hoti hai. They are 180, 200 kgs in weight and they have a phenomenal appetite. वो खाते ही रहते उनको बहुत भूख लगती है. And so they are really now absolutely not knowing what to do. They have so many issues because of their obesity. उनको बैकएक होते रहता है सोते टाइम, आर्थराइटिस इश्यूज होते हैं, स्लीप एपनिया, डिफिकल्टी इन ब्रीदिंग, स्नोरिंग होते रहता है. एज अ मैटर ऑफ फैक्ट कार्डियोवैस्कुलर प्रॉब्लम्स होते हैं, एथेरोस्क्लेरोसिस होता है, ब्लड प्रेशर हाई हो जाता है, कई बार एंजाइना, चेस्ट पेन होता है, मायोकार्डियल इंफार्क्शन, हार्ट अटैक होगा अगर कोरोनरी आर्टरी में ये फैट्स डिपॉजिट हो जाएंगे. Sir, multiple problems are there with obesity. And how do you help these people? So, sir, they go in for nutrition programs, exercises. Nothing is working for them because they eat too much. And how is this happening? Sir, your appetite is also controlled by hormones. तो सर ये आपके स्टमक में है लेसर कर्वेचर और ये है ग्रेटर कर्वेचर. एंड आपके ग्रेटर कर्वेचर में होते हैं स्पेशलाइज्ड एंडोक्राइन सेल्स which give out a hormone called as ghrelin. And ये ghrelin ब्लड से निकल के आपके हाइपोथैलेमस पे एक्ट करता है. एंड हाइपोथैलेमस में होता है, I'll just write it again. Ghrelin acts on your hypothalamus, and hypothalamus has in it a center called as the hunger center. And from the hunger center, a message goes back by blood, by nerves to your stomach muscles, and it causes powerful contractions of your stomach muscle. And आपके oxyntic cells give out hydrochloric acid. And आप एक लेक्चर में बैठे हो 3-4 घंटे के लिए, and suddenly अंदर से एक आवाज आती है, एक मीठी मीठी एसिडिटी फीलिंग होती है, and you realize you have become hungry. Which hormone did that? Ghrelin. So sir, ये कुछ लोगों में बहुत excessive ghrelin release होता है. And so much ghrelin is produced continuously, it keeps on acting on their hunger center in the hypothalamus, and उनको continuously churning hota hai, HCl secrete hota hai, and they're all the time hungry. And because HCl secrete hota hai, acidic feeling hota hai, they slowly over a period of time tend to eat more of fatty foods. Fats beautifully neutralize hydrochloric acid, and that is a worse for them. So with cheeseburgers and pastries and ice creams and milk and all fatty foods they keep on having to neutralize their hydrochloric acid, and all these fats lead to tremendous obesity. So now, how do you help these people? So sir, they go to a surgeon. The surgeon calculates this person's basal metabolic rate, his BMR, and his body weight, etc. Everything is calculated, and then the surgeon advises, let's go in for a bariatric surgery, something called as a sleeve gastrectomy. Sleeve gastrectomy, a bariatric surgery, is advised. Ectomy, cut and remove. gastrostomach. We cut and remove a part of the stomach, एक sleeve बना देते हैं, which is called as sleeve gastrectomy or a bariatric surgery. The surgeon makes a small cut, incision in the abdomen, opens up the abdomen, and he takes an incision in the stomach and removes a part of the stomach. This part is cut off, उसे resection कहते हैं. And by resecting this part of the stomach, we have resected the greater curvature. So ghrelin secreting cells have been cut and removed. So now the stomach is not J-shaped, it is only a small tube like this. And ghrelin secreting cells को निकाल दिया means this person will now not feel hungry. उसका भूख चला जाएगा. He will have no longer those hunger pangs. And of course, you have to tell him to have proper nutrition. भूख तो नहीं लग रही है, पर ऐसा नहीं कि उसको खाना ही नहीं है. He has to have a good amount of proteins. तो सर उसे प्रोटीन इंटेक दिया जाता है, vitamins, electrolytes, minimal glucose, and absolutely minimum fats. And sir, you give him a 700 to 1,000 calorie diet per day. Sir, we normally have around 2,000 calories of food per day. इसको 700 से 1000 कैलोरी का डाइट दिया जाता है and धीरे धीरे उसका वजन कम होता है along with their exercising and everything, morning walks. And sir, you find people losing a lot of weight, 60, 70, 100 kgs तक उनका वजन कम हो जाता है after 6 months, 1 year, 2 years. And sir, if you have seen it, a beautiful example for it, Adnan Sami, the very famous Pakistani singer, he was once upon a time extremely obese. And he underwent a bariatric surgery. And today you look at him, absolutely slim and trim. And sir, you can just see on Google his photographs before and after and see the difference. So many people are helped by your bariatric surgery. What is the entire logic, sir? Remove ghrelin, your hunger-causing hormone, and your appetite will be under control, and that will help in weight reduction to take place. So, nice little logic. I hope you all have understood this. See ya. Bye-bye.